One thing I despise are persons who abuse power. One thing I despise, Courtney, is when people abuse the power they have. There are several things that are happening and has happened. You remember the police who killed Jermaine at Ribby's? He has been denied bail. He has been transferred. He has been transferred, but equally he has been denied bail. You remember them talk about the Moonlight Police? He has been denied bail. So all who think say him did go come out just so, he has once again through the judge been denied bail. When them a plan gotta wipe, you know. When them a plan gotta wipe. And Jermaine left behind his 3 children. Very unfortunate. But it's the reality. He has been locked up. And he has been denied bail. But there is a police Jamaica who, I don't know if you have seen the video going viral, mashing up the DJ sound system. Mashing up the DJ sound system, Jamaica. Producer, can you show that video tonight of how this unscrupulous, wicked, uncaring human being decide to mash up the man's sound system? Play it again, producer. Play it again for me now, please. Jamaica, you have seen what this wicked, unscrupulous officer has done. Bad mind cause that, you know. Bad mind worse than Obia. So wrong and strong. So inhumane, so inconsiderate. And sometimes you wonder when you see police dead about the place. You say, oh, they are good men. Good men on one perspective, but behind closed doors and off camera, some of the things that these law enforcers do in this country. Drunken for power. Drunken for power in this country. Drunken for power. Drunken for power. Bad mind, dirty heart, full of covetousness. Them say bad mind is a dirty character, you know. Terrible character. Nasty character. He must be charged for malicious destruction of property. He must be locked up and charged for malicious destruction of property. If you lock it off, you lock it off. You don't need to damage the people, them system. You know how many men and women depend on nightlife to send them picnic or school? You know how many men and women depend on nightlife for their children to eat something? You know how many women and men depend on nightlife to see to it that them light bill pay, them water bill pay, them internet pay, them rent pay. And that is the man mode of labor. And you decide to damage it. You decide to destroy it. You decide to damage and destroy it. As a matter of fact, those equipments are not cheap. Quotnia Selector can tell you. Those equipments are very expensive. And you're going to look at me and tell me that is the kind of egregious pressure, inhumane conditions that you put the man under to destroy the man things. There's a question I want to ask the Jamaica Constabulary Force tonight. What is the use of force policy in the Jamaica Constabulary Force? What is the use of force policy? And I heard allegedly that Horace Chang said no one can tell the police how to do their job, not even the judiciary. That in itself is a serious borderline of dictatorship. What is the use of force policy? Because for him to do that, that is excessive force, you know. And the commissioner exerts or uses or propagates or postulates or encourages the use of force to be excessive. Where is the conversation? Where is the consultation? Where is the kind of consultatory approach where the police must say, you know, say your system not to play right now, lock it off, go home, that. You guys are cruel and you're going to pay dearly. And when you see police sometimes end up stabbed, killed, found in pits, it's because of them nasty, dirty character. It's because of some of the things that them walk and provoke civilians around the length and breadth of Jamaica. Buy back the man system. Make sure so the man system at work and you must be charged with the malicious destruction of property. Nobody can tell the police how to do their job. Can you imagine Jamaica? Can you imagine? This is now the standard procedure in the police force. Badmanism, destruction of property, dictatorship, authoritarianism, bullyism. And people said this commissioner is the best commissioner Jamaica has had. Wow. I will say this, Jamaica. We're on a dangerous road. See, somebody say, Andre, I have a built-in car sound system and it cost me over 2 million. So judge how much that big sound cost the person. Herd behavior is also known as mob mentality. Is the tendency for individuals to think and act in unison with a group, often ignoring their own rational judgment or individual thoughts. This can lead to collective action that might be extreme or irrational. Of course, it's herd behavior. Of course, it's herd behavior for the police to be operating like that. It seems the other colleagues that do it. It's herd behavior. Go and research herd behavior. Go research herd behavior tonight, Jamaica. And you will see for yourself. You will see for yourself. Lots of money for those equipment. Plenty money. And you're going to tell me that the man not supposed to be compensated for it? You're going to tell me, Jamaica, them come mash up, that's the man modus operandi, you know. That are the man modus operandi. That are the man business, you know. That are the man bread and butter, you know. The man now do criminal activity, you know. He must pay. He must pay. And pay dearly and pay bigly. He must pay. He must pay. I'm taking no calls at this time, Jamaica. I am taking no calls at this time, but he must pay. Herd behavior is also known as mob mentality. It's the tendency for individuals to think and act. It's the tendency of police to think and act in unison with a group, often ignoring their own rational judgment. Why do you think just the Indie come charge so much of them last year? Herd behavior! Herd behavior! Animalistic behavior! Think about that tonight. They operate like hoodlums in this country. The police have become the new gangsters and gunmen in this country. The legal gangsters and the legal gunmen in this country. That's how the police operate in this country. And mind you, there are still some good police around. Not all police are bad. Let me strike that balance tonight. Not all police are bad. But you have a few in dear Jamaica that make the apple spoil and spoil quickly and fast. And we must eradicate them. That man must be taken from the force. He must be removed off the front line. And he must pay. He must pay for what he did to that man. He must pay. And you see Jamaica, because he must pay. Because he must pay. You know what else is happening? The buses that you know celebrating in this country. I celebrate the rural bus system, but the safety of our children is paramount. Let me say it again. I support transportation, but not when it becomes politicized. You don't see the bus crash. You don't see the bus in the middle of the road. I do the damage. And this already looks like doom and gloom, you know. Look at this, Jamaica. Look at this. Look at the accident that happened with the bus, Jamaica. Look at it.
Just something a while ago, brother. One of the bus them mash up the bus here. Look at the baby mother there. You know, to have a baby mother to rot in. Jesus Christ. Live people. This left hand drive business never work in Kingston. Oh my. But this labor that them bring coming out of the country. It's not work out. It's not working out at all. Jamaican people, wise up. This government to play politics.
Jamaican people, you hear what the narrator say, wise up. The time the government should be using to retrofit the buses and putting the door on the right side of the vehicle. They have labor rights around up and down in the buses them. The concept of rural transport is an excellent one. But the modality, the modus operandi, the modus of operation that these government officials, the dirty labor right government, plans to do is falling apart. The ship is sinking. The ship is sinking, and it is sinking so fast. And they're using the bus for political campaigns when the buses should have been in the warehouse being retrofitted and be ready for school September. If the buses are on campaigns with the labor rights, when are they going to get chance to be ready for school September? If the buses are on the road in political campaign, carrying the Tutsis. Carrying the Tutsis. When will the buses be ready to go sort out to carry the children to school? How is that a biased argument, Lady Annette or Lady Antoinette? How is that a biased argument? Isn't that a sensical, coherent, logical argument I'm asking and propagating tonight? You're going to talk about biased man? How is that argument biased, you nincompoop, you idiot, you fool? Foolish argument. Absurd argument. The mileage on the bus. The mileage on the bus. The buses. Dr. Michael Abrams spoke about it on Tuesday. He spoke about the safety of the buses for our children. And here is Wednesday morning. The doom. The safety issues that people are having issues with came to fruition. The buses are in the middle of the road that the children going to be let off. Jamaica transport operators and people who operate vehicles in this country don't necessarily abide the rule of law on the road. Road safety. We have some of the highest road safety casualties in the Caribbean. And you're going to tell me your child potentially is at risk coming off in the middle of the road. And you're going to tell me that it must be business as usual? It's a good question. When will the buses be retrofitted in time for school to commence with them being opened? As a matter of fact, those buses should not have been on the road. Those buses should not have been on the road. Those buses. Those buses should have been in the warehouse being retrofitted and be ready for September morning. But Jamaica, September morning, you're going to hear that we're not in a position to start it till January. January, you're going to hear say we're not in a position to start it back September. And the wheels on the bus go round and round and round. But you, Daryl Vaz and Owen Ellington and all I know, we should be securing these buses and organizing them. God go and deal with them, you know. And then them a chat about them a have drivers, them a recruit drivers and a train drivers. Lord God, can't send never one, no. Can't send never tell. But by the end of September, they won't be in power, Courtney. They won't be in power, Jamaica, by the end of September. By then, Mark Jefferson Golding is Prime Minister. By then, Michael Phillips is Minister of Transport, restoring and reorganizing the modality of transport in this country. So, God, bye-bye. So long, bye-bye. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrows. That is the song we're going to play election night, you know. So long, bye-bye. So long, bye-bye. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrows. So long, bye-bye. So long, bye-bye. Come on, Jamaica. Sing it and put up them picture. So long. Jamaica. So long, bye-bye. And the new song that you know, Courtney.
Yes, so long, bye-bye.
So long, bye-bye. You see the one, Tony Lobo Shatai. Holy Ghost mind me speak tongues in a tonight, you know.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus.
Jamaica. That was a good part of the program. That was a good part of the program, just so.
Why?
So long, bye-bye. I said so the people them in a half a tree, I tell wholeness yesterday, you know. I said so him in a half a tree about him a evangelist. Him a evangelist, you know. Him talking about, you don't see him in a half a tree. In all my 33 years on earth, I've never seen a prime minister.
Never.
I have never witnessed a prime minister giving out pamphlets.
In a sonat.
Not just sonat. Giving out pamphlets trying to convince the ordinary Jamaican of the things he has done.
What is?
I've never lived, I've never fathomed, I've never seen a world leader
Do that.
walking around in his country or her country desperate. It was so desperate a move that they even spelled the word Jamaica wrong. So hungry for power, there was no editor to proofread their document.
Yes.
It was done hastily, and haste bring waste, and the waste was on the road yesterday. He became an evangelist who became a witness, Jehovah's Witness. But luckily, he doesn't remember that Jehovah's Witness people don't vote. So he was caught up in a frenzy thinking that it looked good. But Mark Golding has caused this, you know. It's Mark Jefferson Golding that has caused this. Mark has forced this man to now go on the road, put on his boots, trying to convince the people, but he doesn't understand the dichotomy. He doesn't understand the complexities of the realities that he's now faced with. The reality is that Jamaica is fed up and finished and tired of it.
2 years back, 3 years, I couldn't talk to you. Yes.
A businessman called me this morning and said, Andre, remind the public. Years ago, a few years ago, he was on a pedestal, couldn't come off.
Yes.
He's on a pedestal, couldn't come off Jamaica. He was bro God, the ever great emperor, Caesar the Great. And what has happened now, Jamaica? He has fallen off the pedestal and coming to the people back like he's an ordinary Jamaican. Think about it, Jamaica. If it was an ordinary Jamaican who wanted to do that, the police would have taken them off the street because they would say they're harassing the motorist. And he was granted an opportunity to go to bombard motorists in the streets, handing out pamphlets. The motorists don't want it. If you look around halfway through yesterday, if you look in the garbage, the dispensers, the amount of these that were in the garbage, look how them spell Jamaica wrong. It must either be Anne-Marie Darrell or Desmond who spelled this document. No, it's Anne-Marie Courtney whilst they were sleeping in the night. What can go so? Imagine Jamaica spelled J-A-M-A. When them call Jamaica Jamaica. And what do them spell? It's what do them spell?
I don't know.
Jaimaica. But even if you break Jamaica. Oh, Jamaica. A tweedledum or tweedledoo do it. A tweedledum do it Jamaica.
Help. We key out of the letter.
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights.
But if you're tired of them, Jamaica, and you choose Jamaica, for Jamaica to grow, wholeness must go. For Jamaica to grow, wholeness must go.